Guys, I probably have the weirdest news video that I'll ever make on this channel. It's so weird that I decided to just have the face cam on, okay? I never do this, okay? But I feel like you guys need to see whatever is going on with me, because we have just gotten the weirdest God of War news I think we will ever get in our lives. So I was actually out with my wife, just at a restaurant, just having fun, you know. When we get back, I get a couple of like messages telling me, dude, you gotta check this out. Oh my god, I can't even, it's just hard for me to say these words in the same sentence. Apparently, PlayStation had in development a God of War live service game. And it just now got cancelled. So there's a lot to unpack in that sentence. There really is. For one thing, as many of you guys know, back in, I believe, 2013, PlayStation released a God of War game that was not very popular. It was one of the least popular games in the series, and I would even say that it was unfairly so, but it was God of War Ascension, and it had a multiplayer component. I personally thought it was okay. A lot of people thought it was okay. It was not the best multiplayer game. It really wasn't, okay? But it was decent. That's not what most people thought. Most people just didn't like it. They prefer to play Call of Duty. Ever since then, I could have sworn Cory Barlog and other people from Santa Monica have said that they will never make a God of War multiplayer game. So you're telling me now that PlayStation has backtracked that opinion and decided to make a God of War live service game? Well, apparently they did. This is what Jason Schreier said. And Jason Schreier is someone who's been in the industry for a long time. I personally don't like the guy, but he's reliable when it comes to all of this information. This is what he has to say about this breaking news, okay? PlayStation has canceled 2 live service games from subsidiaries Bend and BluePoint Studios. Bloomberg has learned. People have long wondered what BluePoint has been working on for the last couple of years. I can report it was a live service God of War game. Now, we don't know what this live service God of War game was going to be like. What we do know, according to Jason Schreier, is that BluePoint game was going to be working on it. Now, if BluePoint game sounds familiar, it might be for 2 reasons. For one thing, they did the remake of Demon's Souls for PS5, and they also did the remasters of God of War 1 and 2, I believe, for PlayStation 3. So they've had, to some extent, some history with the God of War series. So it would somewhat make sense for Sony to give them that responsibility of making a live service God of War game. Now, I share the opinion of many people when I say that this is the stupidest idea. Maybe not the stupidest. Concord was probably the stupidest idea PlayStation has ever had, okay? But a God of War live service game, I would like to see it. I want to see footage of this so bad. But I believe it got canceled for a reason, so I'm not really sad about that. What I'm really sad is about a realization that my wife actually kind of like said it, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel like this is what they were doing. You probably know where I'm going with this. As you guys know, the God of War 20th anniversary is just around the corner. It's gonna be in March. About a year ago, Cory Barlog replied on one of my tweets saying that, yeah, it was going to be great. I don't know the exact thing he said, but yeah, it's going to be great. The thought that my wife had, and I'm like, oh my god, I think she's right. I think the God of War live service game, if this is true, I think the God of War live service game was going to be this surprise for the God of War anniversary. Think about it for a second. Live service games, if there's something that they need, is a lot of content, okay? It's a lot of content. It's not a single player game. It has to be multiplayer games. Like, there has to be constantly being updated to keep the fan base entertained. So what I'm guessing that was gonna happen is that it was gonna be a mashup of the Norse saga and the Greek saga, and it was going to be a big celebration of the series in a way, okay? And that's what they had planned for the God of War anniversary. The reason I've come to realize this is because if you've been hanging out on my streams on my second channel, people keep asking me like, do you think we're gonna hear about the God of War remasters on January? Because I really think January is the last month to announce a hypothetical God of War remaster slash remake is out of the question. We're not getting a remake anytime soon, okay? A remaster, if it gets announced in January, I think it could still be released in March, but TikTok, they have to announce it, and I just get the feeling that they're not going to announce a God of War remaster at all. For one thing, older God of War games are perceived by the modern audience, as being very problematic with the nudity and all that. Maybe this game was planned as the big anniversary reveal. So it makes me sad on multiple reasons, okay? It makes me sad that PlayStation wasted money on a God of War live service game because they were just looking for money. They wanted to tap into the Fortnite gold mine, and they like, hey, what if we get our biggest IPs and just get some money out of it? God of War does not translate well into a live service game. It just doesn't. I would still like to see what this abomination might have looked like, but I just don't think it would have worked well, which is why I'm guessing it got canceled. So as a result of this, I'm guessing a lot of people are gonna be laid off. Jason Schreier did say that the studios are not going to be closing down. Thank God. I love BluePoint games. They did Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls. They do a good job remaking games, so they're awesome. Ben Studios is also pretty good. I believe they did Days Gone, so I'm glad that the studios themselves are not closing down. But usually, big project cancellation does not go well, and a lot of employees end up losing their jobs. So yeah, I'm really sad that this might end up happening just for PlayStation just being flat out greedy, okay? The other thing is that I'm starting to think that we're really not going to get anything for the 20th anniversary of the God of War series. This is not Santa Monica's fault. This is more of a PlayStation thing. I'm kind of getting tired of PlayStation, to be honest with you. Lately, they have been making some really weird decisions when it comes to the games they're releasing and like how they do announcements. This could probably explain why there hasn't been a showcase in God knows how long. A lot of projects of them are probably just getting like canceled behind doors, and we're now just hearing about this. Yeah, I would, I'm not gonna say I would kill for some information on what this God of War live service game might have looked like, but apparently it was real. I don't really see this as a rumor because it's Jason Schreier. Like he's buddies with everybody in the gaming industry somehow. Okay, so I don't even. I want to hear from you. I really want to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section below what you think this God of War live service game might have looked like. Let me know if some of you would have liked this idea. The three of you, but yeah, so of course, something else I need to say in this video is that keep in mind a bunch of things that I said, a bunch of speculations that I said about the God of War anniversary. They're just speculations where it's like, it just makes sense that we haven't seen anything for the 20th anniversary yet if they were going to release something, right? So I'm thinking that this was going to be the big surprise for the anniversary. I could still be wrong about that. PlayStation could tomorrow do a state of play and the remasters would be there, but I'm guessing now that this was going to be the big surprise, and it's just not happening anymore. So get ready to play God of War Ragnarok again for the 20th anniversary. I'll see you in Ironwood. Okay, guys. I have nothing else to say. Let me know what you guys think about this whole news. Yeah, until then, remember, go forth in the name of the long gone Olympus.